Good evening and welcome to Mindful Live 300, what I'm saying, 434. Yeah, thank you for being here. I am your co-host, Nathan Springer. The two hostesses this evening are resting, nice and easy, nice and well. I have just returned from a lengthy paternity leave, 2 weeks of paternity leave, welcoming my second born into the world. I am girl dad 2 times. I am now an expert at this business. When I tell you about raising daughters, I speak as a man with great experience. Be fruitful and multiply. Amen. Chris 868. Amen. So you're going for 3. Kevin J asks, well, Kevin. You see, really and truly, up to me, I might go for 4, 5, 6 even. But here's the thing. It's not really up to me. It's not really up to me, you know. I do play a part, but it's not totally up to me. So it's like, you know, if the family wants to go to the beach and I am the only driver in the family, I'm the one that drives the car, the family could want to go to the beach, but it's kind of up to the driver of the car if the car is going to go to the beach. If you get what I'm saying. So on the numbers game, well, I am not the one with such a decision. Wait till boys coming to take them to graduation. I don't want them calling you a gunslinger. Listen. I am an old-fashioned man. We could do arranged weddings up in this place. It's a new world. Go back to tradition, men who have a 19-year. Well, as a police, you probably feel more comfortable. But I have years before that 19 stage reach, and we could do it old-fashioned. I go and speak to some parents and find a nice young man and make sure all things are in place by the time, and well, that fixed. That's why I'm waiting for the son to... Listen, I don't need any sons, you know. I am one of 3 sons. My brothers have sons galore. Listen, I don't need the son. Clint Nathan Eastwood, they calling you out here. Hey. That chasing the son and chasing the daughter business is how you see people end up with 7 girls and a boy and 8 boys and a girl and that kind of thing, innit? Like, if you're really going for the son, if you're really chasing that son, what number would you stop the chase at? If you're willing to have another for the son, how many others would you have? I secondly arrange marriage. Some of these youth men out here, militant, you're not wrong. And unfortunately for some young women, what they look for isn't the best, especially with the kind of young men that they have out there. Issa says, I have a 24-year-old, I wish we could do a... What do you mean you wish? You could. It's not illegal. Nothing is illegal about it. Chris says, I have 2 sons, thought about the daughter chasing, but had a change of mind. Yeah, you have to decide what number would we stop this chase at. If we start this chase, how far are we running down this rabbit hole after this one? Hear what? It is possible to have 10 straight daughters or 10 straight sons, eh? It is possible. Got 2 girls and 1 boy. I want to arrange all. Militant Rockstar, those things happen in present time. And I mean, the thing is, arrange doesn't, there could be levels to the arrangement. Not like it's full arrange, like blind arrange on your wedding day, you meet your spouse. But it could be arranged that you arrange that this is the person they're going to court. So, you know, there's a more serious level to this. Yeah, I mean, I arranged for the boy, but not for the girls. All right. I say arrange for all of them, yes. Parents have to start having serious meetings. Forget about blind dates with a whole set of young people going. No. Forget about mixers and singles events. No. They need to have parents of marriageable age children events. The parents. Come meet the parents. The children don't even have to come. We meeting the parents here. Let the parents show us pictures and yeah, this is a picture. What is he doing right now? Well, right now he's studying XYZ and you know, that's what we're doing. Parents meeting. I think we'll get more done. Forget about the singles mixers, the blind dates, parent mixers. I ain't want to see the next generation broke. Continue the generational wealth. Arrangement isn't illegal, but it's more sensible on so many levels. Girls say they don't want to get married. Ooh, Kevin. They bought into the propaganda, Kevin. They bought into the propaganda. And that's propaganda targeted specifically at girls, eh? That's a propaganda targeted specifically at girls. It's kind of interesting how modern thought seeks to separate young woman girlishness, young femininity from anything to do with family and children. Listen. I don't know how old all of you might be, the millennials and Gen Xers that grew up a little before some of the propaganda spread throughout the society as much. Y'all can remember your sisters and girl cousins and big and young aunts and stuff. The kind of games that girls used to play. Family, teacher, marriage. This is my child. This is who I'm going to marry. That was all the games they played. That was what consumed a young girl's mind. Every young girl back in the 80s and 90s had a picture of what wedding dress they wanted and their dream wedding and so many children they want. And I am talking about by the age of 13 and 14, they already have this kind of thought process. This is a natural thing. And you're trying to tell me now in modern time, these young girls, the primary thing on their mind is a job and making sure they have the ability to get rid of their own child if it happens at an inconvenient time. Yeah, propaganda is working. Propaganda is working because that's not natural. That's not how it naturally functions. That's literally going against the nature. That's why there are some women now that are shocked they have maternal instincts. They are shocked that they hear about babies and see a cute baby and something start to well up inside and they're like, oh no, what's that feeling? I want this entire organ in my mid-region is yearning for use. What is this? I thought I was just like a man, but something in my mid-region yearns to create humankind. What's going on here? And they're shocked. at 30. Listen, fellas, listen. I was checking out some articles and stories about a new trend where millennial women are seeming to date a lot of Gen Z men. The cougars of the millennials are aiming at the Gen Zers. Listen, you all Gen Zers. Be careful with some of those mid-30s women, eh? They're on the last plate in baseball. The last yard. This is the final over. This is after Guyana already thief and turn off the lights, and Duckworth Lewis give us a bad measurement, and we have few runs to make in few. They in that kind of mood, eh? If you slip, you're gonna be a daddy. I'm just letting you know that some of these millennial women are starting to see the end of the baby tunnel, as it will. Well, I didn't know that, Ronnie. I wasn't watching there. My bad. Hey. Good night. What's going on?
Actually, I had said before that the younger men, in my experience, from talking to guys, because
in your experience?
I'm in the middle of the Gen Z.
With younger men? Alright.
Excuse me, what?
You see in your experience, eh?
Well, in my experience of talking to
men,
I've realized that the younger generation of men are more serious. Like a lot of them, when you talk to them, they're ready to settle down, they're ready to have a family and all of that. And the men, like 30 and so, they are the ones that talking the most trash I've ever heard. I don't know. They're listening to the same thing and getting different ideas of it, right? Because when you listen to them, they kind of have the same idea, which is like, okay, the idea is like women real dangerous, right? Having multiple women is not a good thing, like women using men. So the younger men like, okay, women using men, but if I find the right woman, like this would be real good. The older men like, all women is trash. All they want to do is use men.
They're too jaded. The older men too jaded and bitter, you're saying?
But basically, because I don't get it. Like, I have this one friend, and I think this man just hates women, eh? Like, at this point, I'm not sure, because he sent me a picture of Gabrielle Union saying, you know, she felt justified in cheating on her ex-husband because she paid all the bills, right? And I just say LOL, because I know why he sent it, because he's a woman, right? If it was a man, he would have never sent it. So I just say LOL, and he was like, so you see, if a woman, he sent me a long voice, and me even listen to that. And I was just like, okay. And I was like, cheaters never really need a reason to cheat. Even if he was paying all the bills or she was paying all the bills, cheaters don't need a reason to cheat, and non-cheaters will never find a reason to cheat. Oh, well, tell women that, because look, it had this person and whatever paternity thing, and they was talking about how almost 40% of men who come to get DNA test is not the father, and I'm like,
but we have to understand things with all those kind of statistics, eh? That's why they say correlation isn't causation, because if you are the kind of person that's going to get a DNA test, it's because you're the kind of person that's worried about. I went for no DNA test. So men like me wouldn't be in that 40% statistic. Those are men who are already on shaky ground. If you feel like you have to go for a DNA... Listen. If you're in a relationship and feel like the child that is produced by the relationship mightn't be yours, you are already in a really kind of dark, sketchy place. So of course it will be 40% in that kind of thing. I'm not surprised. The advice I regularly give, I say there are certain men who shouldn't be taking in red pill content. Like those overly pro-men content showing the negatives of modern women and all of that, there are certain kind of men that really shouldn't take in that content because it doesn't help you. You're already bitter. Your problem isn't understanding what's bad about women. Your problem is fixing yourself. Some of you have some serious issues. And you cannot be angry with a woman for not wanting you. Listen, there are bad parts in modern women. But if it is that no woman wants you, then that's not about the modern woman. That's about you not being wanted. It's like the good guys thing that many guys talk about. Many guys who boast about they're good guys and that's why they finish last and they're not getting on. Women don't like good. It's because they are not good guys. They are not good guys. They're weirdos. They're creeps. They're just uncool, socially awkward, and they call that being good, but they're not actually good in the real sense. Good is a guy who is capable of maybe some slaughter, if you understand what I mean, and he chooses not to do the slaughter. Then that's a good guy, and that's a guy that women would generally want. So it's not really that the good guys finish last. If you're a good guy and no woman wants you as a good guy, then maybe you're not good. You're just pathetic. So
that's exactly what I had to ask him. I was like, do you honestly think that you're a good guy? Because I don't. At first, I always thought that, and I think I told him this before, months ago. I was like, I always thought that you was a good guy, but now I don't think you're a good guy. And he was like, why? Why you would think that? And I was like, just listening to you speak, like, it gives off, like, trying to be a good guy. But
you see that, and this is why daddy have to arrange it, because daddy knows that, listen, trying to be a good guy is a nightmare to end up with, you know, because he would want you to always say that he's a good guy because he's trying to be a good guy. So you're going to be gaslit. While this person is doing you bad guy stuff, you must always say they're a good guy because they're going to be extremely insecure on that sphere because they're trying to be a good guy. Listen.
That's not my guy. That's not my guy. You know how to pick that man for me. That's my friend. But I've always tried to...
Exactly, militant rockstar. Some of these men that complain women only want money, man, women only want one thing, they go into the thing tracking with money. You come in, first of all, you meet the girl in a bar. Red flag one. You go in and, why are you drinking there? Hold on. Okay. Well, you're the bar sponsor. That is how you introduce yourself, as Mr. Bar Sponsor. So you can't be angry when every time the girls want to line with the girls crew, they're calling you to be the bar sponsor, because that's what you introduced yourself as, Mr. Bar Sponsor guy. I mean, on both sides there are some people, there are some women. Yes, some of these modern women are a nonsense. Yes, many of them have drunk the Kool-Aid, they have bought the propaganda, and they aren't on the lane that you might want them to be in. But at the same time, it's not like these guys are all pristine, top level, high value. And listen, if you know, I hate that term, man. Like, I just don't even like the term high value, man. I understand the use and the connotation, but
I don't.
You don't understand the use and connotation?
I don't like it. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense.
Here's the thing. You have to understand the etymology, as in where it started. And where it started, if you go back to like Kevin Samuels and those guys, he was talking about a certain sphere in the